Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Let me tell you. Let me tell you guys. I just ate. It's a new week. The real question is, will I finish the game this week? Can I do it? Because fuck, I don't know. I do not know. We've gotten to the point we can get past the anglerfish, but then it's like finding the vessel is a whole nother puzzle. And I found the vessel before, but finding the vessel on a time limit, a lot harder than you think, let me say. A lot harder than you think. This game is not easy. And it's extra not easy for someone who's not fucking smart. You know, I have some problems with my brain. I think you all know that to a certain extent. You know, and for somebody who has brain problems, trying to finish this game, just not the best task for a guy with brain problems. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna go over this way. We're doing something. Oh, I'm going on the wrong side here. We warp, we get the warp core, we bring that warp core to the vessel. It's that easy. Here it comes. Should have about 14 minutes remaining. Man, I wish I was Andrew and I could finish this game in like 2 seconds. You know how I finished Bennett Foddy really quick? Turns out I'm not, you know, I didn't go to Mensa school. Whatever that shit is called. MIT? Mensa? Refuel. Dark Bramble. Let's fucking kill it. We brambling. Bum, 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 bum. Let's fucking do it. Yes, we undershot a little bit. But you know what? I have faith! I have faith! Because at the end of the day, this is Gulowilds! Let's fucking get it! Oh, we don't want Feldspar. We want the distress beacon, which is over there. Okay. Is there another hole down this way? Okay, that escape pod should be close. Okay, escape pod. Oh. I wish there wasn't flying debris over here. I know there's at least one anglerfish in this area. Okay, it's over this way. Here's the lights. I love that. Love seeing that. We gotta follow the lights again. I gotta be careful. I don't wanna fuck any anglerfish. I gotta shoot my shit into the seed. I gotta shoot my seed. No anglerfish. This has been a decent run so far. Oops. I just fucking shot a dead Nomai. This is the thing that there's more to explore. Oh no. Am I stuck? Fuck. Fucking shit. I think I got stuck. Anyone who came here searching for... We followed one of the 2 beacons from the vessel to this place, but now can go no further. It's almost too faint to hear now, but the vessel's beacon is still faintly emitting from within this thorny seed. Yet the opening is too small for even a single nomad to fit through it, so our escape pod couldn't have flown here. I don't understand how this place could be possible, but this gruesome place seems able to manipulate space itself. To be so close to the location of the vessel and still so far is difficult. Worse, the vessel's beacon is dying. Soon we will be unable to hear it. There's nothing we can do now to try and perhaps find a way inside, or at least attempt to comprehend why this happened. Yeah. Okay. Can I bump it out? Fuck it. I feel like I'm gonna get taken by an anglerfish. This is just not possible. The scout's duplicate signal is down there. So let's just free float through. We're doing it on foot. At least we're gonna try. The scout doesn't seem to be moving anymore, which I think is a good sign. Gotta be careful, Jules. Follow that scout. It's probably the farthest we've gotten so far. Is there a ball here? There is. I guess I just have not been able to see this. This has got to be where the vessel is. This has got to be it. It's so close, guys. It's so close. This has got to be it. This looks so... We got there. Fuck a ship. We don't need a ship. Fuck a ship. Fuck a ship. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are we gonna do it? Get that warp core in that bitch. Oh my god! What does this shit do? I don't know. But you know what? We gotta input the coordinates. pull it up. I gotta pull it up. Coordinates up. Okay. Don't flip. Don't flip. Don't flip. Don't freak. Breast cancer symbol. Breast cancer symbol. Okay. And now an N. Oh shit. Fuck. Come on, Jules. Don't flip. Don't freak. Okay. Okay. Oh! Oh! Where am I? It's the eye. It's the eye. It's the eye of the universe. We're here. Look at it. We did it. We did it. We fucking found it. So what is it? What? What do I do? Do I go this way? Do I go this way? Oh! I guess we go in! Bro, get out of here. I'm at the eye. Get the fuck out of here. I'm here. I'm here. Salanam? Hello? Hello? I'm so scared. Where am I looking? Hello? The sound is getting fucking... What? Oh! Huh! Oh shit, it's quantum as fuck. Where am I going, bro? I'm so fucking scared. Is this where I want to be? This looks serious. Hello? Oh my fucking god. I don't know what else there is to do but jump in, right? Is this where I'm supposed to be? Or am I supposed to be at the North Pole? I'm just gonna go to the North Pole just to make sure. Can I even get there at this point? Maybe I'm blocked off. Yeah, I think maybe it's telling me there's nowhere else to go but up, right? Should I go up? Just don't want to fuck this up, you know? Having gotten this far already? God, it's so dark here, bro. I think I just go up. I guess. All right. It's the moment of truth. Can I even go up into it? Huh? Oh, maybe I have to walk towards it this way. What the fuck? Okay, here we go! Whoa! Oh my god. Hello? Oh, fuck. Fuck no! I'm in the museum? The Nomai never got to see it for themselves, but thanks to their efforts in technology, a Hearthian was able to reach the eye of the universe. It's me. Where's the world? Why is it so dark? Am I supposed to go this way? Hello? I did it. I reached the eye. Do I go this way? Holy shit. Where am I, bro? Hello? Oh shit. Oh fuck. This feels like Timber Hearth. Trippy shit. What is going on? These look like all supernovas. Wow. So beautiful. What is this one? Oh, they're all going dark? They're all exploding? Are we saying that one day everything will just fucking come to rest? Damn. Hello? I'm nervous, bro. Something's gonna fucking jump scare me. Am I the only one left? Oh, fuck this, man. I'm gonna get jump scared. Hello? Unidentified signal nearby. Get the fuck out of here. Is this me? It's me. What? Oh, don't turn the lights off on me. I want to stay alive. Why did I come into contact with myself? I'm just wandering. Campfire? Wow, look at that beautiful shadow. Watch me crip walk, baby. Oh. A little rocking chair for me to sit in. Anything else gonna appear there? Oh! It's Homeboy! It's Esker! Do you hear music? Do you hear music? No? No, I don't hear music, dude. Should I be? Huh? Is this gonna be Ryback? Creepy. Yeah. I do hear music. It's a banjo that's just playing. Yeah, it's a banjo, dude. Guys, what in fuck is happening? Esker. Am I supposed to hear more music somewhere? That's the only music I hear. Nope. No answers. No nothing. It's the only frequency I'm picking up. Oh, weird. Okay, now it's open. Oh, Ryback's here now. Hey, buddy.
It's, not quite time yet. I'm pretty sure we'll need the others for this next part. We'll need, you know, everyone. No rush. Take your time. May not even exist here.
Yeah, the Eye of the Universe definitely doesn't fucking have that. I've been able to take a snapshot from this fucking thing all along. Oh, here we go. Something over this way. Here's Feldspar, my least favorite guy. Ah! Fuck you! Don't do that to me, you bitch ass. Do not be an anglerfish again, fucker. Okay, I got Feldspar. There's a piano too? That I gotta gather? I don't remember there ever being a piano guy. Is Feldspar here now? Hey, buddy.
Hatchling, you found me. Nice to have company around a campfire, isn't it? Go on, go get the others. Wouldn't want them to miss out.
Let's get Chert, my favorite homie. No anglerfish, please. I'd love to not have to fucking deal with an anglerfish this time around. Ah. Here he is looking at the stars. Oh, he's up there? Oh. Is this it? Is this is not a drum, is it? No. Like a telescope. You gotta fly to it? What? It's weird. What? The quiet shade. Across the bark. In the ancient glade. Is always dark. Aha! Here he is! Oh, fuck. Fuck! All I had to do was hit Y! God damn it. Well. Did I find it? Did I do it? Oh, I guess I did. Hey, Gabbro.
Hey, time, pal. So you getting the band back together, huh? Go on, go find the others. I'll be here. You don't need me yet, but you will.
I want to figure out how to get Chert. Has something to do with him looking at the stars here with this shit? Is there a way for me to interact with this? Oh, I can just gather it from there. Okay. I guess space doesn't work here either. Where's Chert? Hey, buddy!
Stars were beautiful, aren't they? Even if our stars ultimately killed us.
So, our star, the fucking star, still killed everybody.
I'll wait here and remember them. Oh, you gather everybody.
One more. It's a piano. I don't remember there being a piano. These are the Nomai. Weird. Oh, is it up there? They're really reaching up. Do I gotta go up there? Whoa. Okay. Okay. Shuttle. Shuttle me there then. What is it that I'm gathering here? So the eye of the universe, it seems like time and space don't exist. So I gather to know my mask. I gathered all of my memories. Now what do I do? I can't wait to play with the whole group again. Can I start? Let's do it. Okay, I won't let you down. Is this Solanum? A conscious observer has entered the eye. I wonder what happens now. Is it time to find out? Yes. This song is new to me, but I am honored to be a part of it. Should I begin? Yes, you got it. I'll do my best. Alright, Feldspar.
What do you say then? Should I get out the old harmonica?
Yes, bitch.
Aha, here goes nothing.
Alright, Gabbro. What do you say, buddy? Ready to start the music? Yes. Heh, this should be cool. Chert, my favorite homie. Bring in the drums, baby. Shall I begin? Yes.
Well then, here I go.
What's going on here? Music was the answer all along! She want my Yo! She tryna fuck! Yo! What are we doing? We're doing something! We're singing the earth back to existence, baby! What the fuck is happening? I believe we've reached the end of our journey. All that remains is to collapse the innumerable possibilities before us. Are you ready to learn what comes next? Yes? I admire your curiosity, friend. Let's find out together. I learned a lot by the end of everything. The past is past now, but that's... that's okay. It's never really gone completely. The future is always built on the past, even if we won't get to see it. Still, time for something new now.
Even if it's all over now, I had a good time learning. But I think the rules are about to change.
Wow, how long has it been since I got to make music around everyone in a campfire? I'm really happy we're all here.
You cut it a little close, don't you think? Well, it worked out all right in the end, I suppose.
Fuck off!
I hope there are beasties in the next one.
Shut up. Tell you what, this has been really fun. And I got to help make something pretty cool, so I've got no complaints. I mean, not me exactly, but close enough. It's the kind of thing that makes you glad you stopped and smelled the pine trees along the way, you know? Whoa! What did we do? Did we explode the whole universe? What the fuck did we do? Gulowilds! We fucking did it! We finished the game! What? What? I'm so confused. Okay, let me think about it. We reached the eye of the universe. We jumped in. It translated us back to the museum, which was again located on the eye, because it doesn't seem like time and space actually matter there. It zoomed us out. We saw the whole solar system, or the whole fucking world from the eye. And then it said, you know, the Nomai were never able to reach the eye, but a Harthian was able to reach it himself with new technology. Which I think is kind of a beautiful statement, and like finishing maybe what your ancestors have started, and not being disconnected from your history. And like, I think you know, big banjo guy Ryback was like, you know, we're all connected to the past. I think that's part of it, right? Is that we're all connected to the past, and the past has an effect on our present. I mean, clearly the Nomai had an effect on the present by creating this time loop. Then kind of going into that Timberhearth forest and happening upon a campfire and bringing the band back together. I don't feel like we were alive there. It doesn't seem like we were alive, but there was some sort of version of ourselves or some sort of reflection of ourselves playing music, and in playing music created this space above the campfire. And then when I jumped into it, it fucking exploded. And it felt like a supernova of some sort, or some huge supernova. But I'm struggling to understand like what that means. Like, is it that togetherness and support in each other can, you know, and like perseverance can like be bigger than the universe itself, you know? But there does seem to be this argument of like this endless pursuit of knowledge and endless pursuit of trying to figure out what the eye of the universe is dangerous, because like it basically caused the fall of the Nomai civilization. And if it caused the fall of the Nomai civilization, then like why should I have tried to find it? I mean, I still did. And, you know, Solanum was like, I'm ready for something new now. Or, you know, I'm ready for something different. The past is what's past. Let's start this new beginning. Did we destroy the entire world? Is that what we did? By that huge supernova? And is it like this kind of meta commentary on like leaving your entire journey, the difficulties of your journey, the discoveries of your journey, this entire game, this entire 30-hour fucking playthrough that I did? Is it like leave it behind you and here's to a new beginning? Because I had a lot of frustrations, I had a lot of struggles. I felt like I was navigating in an area in which I had just like no idea how to navigate in. And I think that kind of can translate to, you know, love, or, you know, relationships, or just history can be hard to come to terms with. Just like navigating the world is really fucking hard. and confusing, and maybe there's still a lot of unanswered questions from this game. But leaving it behind you and moving forward and starting anew. And man, we found our way to the end. And I can imagine oh shit, 14.3 billion years later? What? $14.3 billion years later, there's a new civilization. And it looked like stick bugs of some sort with antlers. Is this hinting at a second game? Like an Outer Wilds sequel? I mean, we were at the end of our lifespan, right? Like, the stars all explode, and they are beautiful. And that's kind of what Chert was saying, is like, our stars are beautiful even though we explode. Like, this game was beautiful even though the universe is over. It's just, I still have a lot of questions. And some confusions. So I think, honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time to process and think about it. And I'll cut in a piece here of me, maybe my thoughts once I've really thought them out. But I will say, knee-jerk reaction, I enjoyed this game a lot. It's quite frustrating at times. I might even say very frustrating at times. It definitely feels a lot like we make jokes, but like, this game is a lot like The Witness, man, because you're dropped in and you don't know fucking shit about the world and you just really got to figure it all out for yourself. I think I like The Witness a little bit better. I think that it does the figuring out the puzzles yourself a little bit better. I think this game at times felt like an overload of information. And I love playing games where you have no information to start and you gotta figure out everything for yourself. I played multiple games like that in my life, right? Like Witness, Disco Elysium, and this game, probably many others. I mean, Animal Well is another one where you just don't know anything and you're kind of just dropped in. All those games, I would say, minus this one, felt manageable. Like, sometimes the amount of shit that I like was reading in this game, just like the sheer amount, all the character names, all the non-linear narrative was really hard to follow. Like, I mean, I feel like I have like just half-lit images of an understanding of what this game is about and like what happened. Like, I know that the Nomai wanted to see if they can create a time loop so that they can shoot the probe bajillion times so that they could eventually find the eye of the universe. They tried to power the probe by using the sun station. The sun station didn't work. So then my thought is like, did they shoot the probe, or did the probe shoot when the first supernova happened naturally and now we're in a time loop where the supernova is at the end of the time loop every single time? And if that's the case, then why would it have shot 9 million times? Why would the probe have shot 9 million times? Like, I only became aware of the time loop when I looked at the statue. So maybe the time loop had been happening for 9 million years and I only became aware of the time loop and included in the time loop when I looked at the statue. I don't know. It just seems there's still like a lot of loose ends. It's still very confusing. I mean, the Ash Twin Project, those masks are still a little bit confusing to me. Like, why were there many other masks that were not lit? You know, the Eye of the Universe stuff, I think I kind of get a little bit, but why do people's memories need to be stored in the Ash Twin project? There's just like a lot of plot things that I think I'm having trouble understanding still, and that's why I would say maybe I don't like this game as much as a Disco Elysium or a Witness, because like eventually I felt like I had a really good understanding, and I mean, here I am at the end of the game and I feel like I don't have a strong understanding of what was going on. Maybe like a decent understanding, like definitely a much better understanding than when I began, but not fully. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying. However, the positives about this game, goddamn, what beautiful landscapes, really amazing moments. Like, I'm thinking of some of the moments where you like enter a planet for the first time. That shit is just stunning. Like, entering Giants Deep for the first time will be forever embedded in my mind as like a beautiful moment in gaming. Getting to the Eye of the Universe for the first time, like that shit is fucking just so amazing. Like, it just seems so cool, and it's like stunning, you know, also scary. You know, that anglerfish shit was frustrating, but like that is a cool ass environment. Dark Bramble is cool as fuck. Really good ideas of like planets, you know, Brittle Hollow, like falling into a black hole, like exiting out the white hole, figuring out a warp for the first time. Like, when those things click, it's really fun. I just wish the overarching story was a little bit more understandable and like manageable to figure out without like having to like look up a YouTube commentary video about it, because that's probably what I'm gonna do right now, you know. Yeah, and I would say like character design is really cool, just like really beautiful environments. Also, I'm noticing right now that like here it is. The end of the game has been at the beginning all along. So that's interesting and that's cool. So yeah, I mean, beautiful game, fun experience. I'm glad that I played it. Like, I didn't feel like I didn't want to play it. Like, there are some games where I feel like it's so overwhelming, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just like gonna stop playing it. That's what I did with what's that game called? The one that everybody loves, the D&D game, Baldur's Gate. Like, I was like, okay, way too overwhelming, fuck this game. Like, it wasn't overwhelming to the point where I wanted to give up, but it was overwhelming to the point where I was just, you know, I ended the game and I'm still pretty confused. But I loved it. I'm happy with it. Maybe my ideas will change once I get some clarity on what the story is about, because that sometimes happens when I play games. Like, I appreciate it more when I get a little bit more clarity outside of myself. I think if I was streaming this game, maybe you guys would have provided me with a little more clarity. I don't know. But we did it. We fucking did it. And cut to... Also, by the way, before I cut, thank you for watching a fucking half a year playthrough. I mean, it's June 13th right now. This will probably be coming out in like November, December, or some shit. And if you've watched the Gulowilds all the way through, I love you. I'm thankful for you. You're probably one of my closest friends to like have watched something that I've made for like over 25 hours, over 30 hours, or however long I played. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Like, I really do value you guys watching, you know, my friends in an unlisted fucking YouTube link. So I'm really thankful for you if that's you. And if you watched every minute of the Gulowilds playthrough, comment Sugma balls. Comment Sugma. Just Sugma. If you comment Sugma and you watched all of Gulowilds, I know you watched it all. Cut to me having more fully fleshed out thoughts. Yeah. All right. So, it's a new day. I've thought about it for a day. And I wrote about it in my notebook. As you can see, I have several pages of Outer Wilds things. Starts here. I got page, 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 page. It's a lot of pages. So I'm going to go over it. I watched some videos. I thought about it. So I guess here's my take. I think I need to summarize the story overall. And you know, it's interesting. When I was watching these YouTube videos, I feel like I knew everything. Like, I didn't really learn anything new from those YouTube videos. But the sequencing of the events was really helpful to know. So, if I again had one criticism of the game, I know that the narrative is supposed to be non-linear, and you're supposed to sequence shit together yourself. But I think the sequencing was so opaque, and like when shit happens, like what happens before this thing, what happens after this thing, is so unclear that it actually works against the story sometimes. But having it all laid out for me in like a video essay and like seeing the timeline was really nice. So I think I'm going to do that now. Of course, it starts with the eye signal, right? We have Escal's, I think his name is. I almost said Escrow, but I'm thinking of Dean Blunt's, DJ Escrow album, the Babyfather album. So Escrow's vessel gets a signal from the eye. They're like, fuck, we gotta follow this. Let's warp there. They have the advanced warp core, which we saw in the vessel was broken. So I'm gonna search some of these things up. Broken warp core Outer Wilds. It was the broken warp core. I mean, this is the non-broken warp core. But inside the vessel, right? There's that broken warp core. This one. This one is broken. Oh. Fucking A. You can see it. That's the broken warp core that's hanging out in the vessel. So they use that warp core to warp to the eye. And they're like, fuck it. We're going to get close enough. We'll send word that we're here once we get there. And it disappeared as soon as it came in. So we got to follow this thing right away. So they urgently follow it. Turns out they warp right into Dark Bramble. The worst fucking place you could warp. So they shoot out 3 escape pods. One of those escape pods never leaves Dark Bramble. That's where the Know My Grave was. Right? That's where we found this. All the fucking dead Nomai around it. Their oxygen ran out. But then there were Nomai escape pods. Also, there's one right here. This one was on Brittle Hollow. Right? We got one on Brittle Hollow. And then we also found one on Ember Twin. So the Brittle Hollow escape pod basically starts a civilization of Nomai on Brittle Hollow. That's where the Hanging City starts, right? They figure out how to make gravity crystals. And they're like, listen, there's one thing that we know. There's one thing that got us here. It was the Eye of the Universe. Let's dedicate all of our fucking being to finding the Eye of the Universe. Also, the second escape pod ends on Ember Twin. And that's where the Sunless City starts. And we have these like 2 parallel civilizations, the Hanging City and the Sunless City. If you remember, the Hanging City, again, is underneath Brittle Hollow's surface. And the Sunless City is the city that fills up with sand because Ash Twin is pouring on it, right? So, I don't know why that came up when I searched Sunless City. I don't know what the fuck that was. So, they're both kind of like dedicating their civilization to the Eye. And they are both trying to just explore the Eye, right? And they also both have these quantum towers there, where they're exploring the quantum physics and like what the quantum moon is. And they keep looking at the quantum moon at these 2 separate civilizations, wondering where all their friends are, wondering if the other escape pods made it anywhere. Man, I wonder if the other civilization, the other escape pods are also seeing this moon that, blinks out of existence every time I blink and moves somewhere else. So the Ember Twin people start experimenting with the high energy lab. The Brittle Hollow people start experimenting with the black hole core, right? And they're doing the black hole forge, and they're like, fuck, we're experimenting with gravity. Let's develop this gravity cannon. So they develop this gravity cannon. That's like the kind of gravity cannon. Outer Wilds. This is what that gravity cannon was, right? So they developed this gravity cannon, and they're able to figure out how to shoot a shuttle to Ember Twin, and they're then able to kind of like travel throughout the solar system, meet up with their friends, and they start connecting technology and like things that they've learned, and they start experimenting with warp cores, right? So in that high energy lab on Ember Twin, they start experimenting with the black holes and the white holes. They start experimenting with that eye tracker on Addlerock, right? If you remember that, we found the Addlerock eye tracker. They were trying to find the eye on Addlerock. It was this thing, right? And it kept like zooming around, and it couldn't find the eye because the signal was not available. They're like trying and failing, and their curiosity is kind of like what's leading them. They're trying to figure out what the eye is. And then they develop a new eye locator on the Southern Observatory on Brittle Hollow. That was also kind of like in flux when they were trying to find the eye. It was not necessarily like reading, right? And then, they start exploring the quantum moon as well. And as they're exploring the quantum moon, they learn these 3 quantum rules. The quantum rule of imaging, where like if you see it, it doesn't move. If you're looking at it, it doesn't move. If you look away, it moves. The theory of quantum entanglement, meaning if you're on it and it's dark, you'll move along with it. And then once they start exploring the quantum moon, they figure out this idea that like the temple, the warp temple, has to be on the northern side of it in order for you to get to the 6th location. So Solanum is one of those people who gets to the quantum moon and is able to travel to the eye, but basically learns that the quantum moon is not the eye itself, and you can't get to the eye from the quantum moon because, if you remember, once I tried to jump up into that hole on the quantum moon, I just ended up where I began. So they get really close to the eye. They're like in its orbit, using the quantum moon to travel there, but they still can't reach it. Like, for some reason, the quantum moon is not allowing them to reach the eye of the universe. So they can get close by using the quantum moon to travel to the 6th location, but they can't get there. So they are basically left with the fact, after the 2 escape pod civilizations finding each other, them using those black hole cores and traveling to the quantum moon, trying to determine where this eye is. They're basically left with the fact that the eye is somewhere in their solar system in a finite location, right? Like, it's here somewhere. We know it's here, but like, how do we fucking find it, right? So then they are like, let's do this thing called the Ash Twin Project. So we learned about all this shit out of order. I mean, there was nothing here that I wrote down from the videos that I've watched, the articles that I read, like plot summaries and shit, that we didn't know. But putting it in order is really helpful. So let's go to the high energy lab. Let's transfer ourselves to the high energy lab, which is on Ember Twin, right? High energy lab. They're like exploring with these black holes and white holes at the high energy lab. Can I get an image of those black and white holes? This shit. Remember this? So they're like, okay, if I shoot something into the black hole, it comes out of the white hole before it even went into the black hole. But then they learned that the more energy you feed to the warp cores, the longer you can make a time loop happen. And they're like, okay, so if I feed more energy, then I can create this negative time interval. And they're like, in order to reach the edge of the universe, we need a 22-minute negative time interval so that we can shoot a probe outside of that orbital probe cannon, and we need a 22-minute loop so that then it could warp back to the cannon, and time can go backwards, right? So the more power the warp cores have, the more it creates a negative time interval between the white and the black hole. And they kind of discovered this naturally, by the way, when they were on Brittle Hollow and people kept falling into the black hole, and then they warped from the white hole warp station back, and then they're like, how come I'm appearing here before I even left the white hole station? So they kind of discover that naturally, and then they're testing it. So then they're like, okay, we need approximately 22 minutes of time interval to reach the eye. So then they're like, the only way that we could get this energy is if the sun fucking explodes, right? We need energy that's close to the sun, first of all. So then they're like, okay, let's house this project on Ash Twin because it's closest to the sun. So they determine, they're like, okay, in order to get a 22-minute negative time interval, we need the sun to literally go supernova. We need the sun to explode. So then this Ash Twin project can be powered. So they're like, all right, let's make a sun station that orbits the sun very closely. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to shoot into the sun from the sun station. We're going to create something that shoots into the sun and makes the sun explode so that it can power the Ash Twin project. Everything fucking works, right? Like, they have the Ash Twin project set up. They have the orbital probe cannon ready to go. But they can't fucking make the sun explode. That is the one hitch in the Know My plan. They're like, the sun station failed. We don't have the energy to power the supernova. So they're like, all right. They kind of gave up on it. It was really sad. They felt like they couldn't find the eye of the universe at that point. But that was the hitch in the plan. I would say that was probably one of the most confusing things to figure out, because I thought for so long that the sun station that was surrounding the sun was causing it to explode. And then once I got there and I realized that the sun station failed, I was like, okay, then what's happening? What's actually happening in the present day playthrough with like us is that the sun is just naturally exploding. It's naturally at the end of its time span, which happens to every star in the solar system. Eventually, a star will just contract and explode and fucking go out of existence, right? And it just so happens that the sun is going to go supernova fucking right as I'm about to go on my trip into outer space. Like, it just so happens that as I'm about to fly out into space, the world is, as I know it, is literally about to end. And no one on Timber Hearth knows this, right? So let's get back to the Ash Twin project, because there's still a lot of questions there. So this guy named Pokey, who we had read about so much, he reconstructs the advanced warp core from the vessel, and they're like, okay, we're going to use this core to power the Ash Twin project, right? So, and in order to protect this core, the warp core, they develop this protective sphere from the ore on Timber Hearth, because it can at least survive the supernova long enough for the data from the probe cannon to be transferred back. And the orbital probe cannon was constructed on Giant's Deep to shoot the probe, right? So that this is the timeline for the Ash Twin project. Once the Ash Twin project is powered by the supernova, the probe could be shot and warped back in time, because the power from the supernova allows that negative time interval to happen with the research that they made on the black holes. And in that powered negative time interval, move back in time, which then it basically steps out of the bounds of time to shoot the probe in a different direction at the beginning of every time loop. So they basically created a real life simulation where, like, the supernova happens, the probe shoots, or the supernova's about to happen. The probe shoots. Then it goes back in time 22 minutes, shoots again, goes back in time 22 minutes, shoots again, back in time 22 minutes. But all of this is happening in its own separate time loop. So the way that I'm kind of imagining it, right, is like, hold on, let me pull up paint. Let me fucking pull up paint. You see this? So the orbital probe cannon, which kind of like looks like this, right? And there's like a blue thing shooting out of it. Okay? So this is that probe cannon that we just love so much. Kind of just looks like a cock. So this thing, once the first supernova happens, literally enters its own time loop. So this shit is just happening, right? However, and again, it's shooting in a different direction literally every single time. However, outside of this time loop is literally me. Fucking little blue guy with a bunch of different eyes. These are the Harthians, right? And this is happening a million times, right? I think the game says that it happens like 9 million something times. And unbeknownst to me, living in a different time, a different reality, this shit is just happening over and over and over again. But in my conscience, this is my consciousness. My character's consciousness is not aware of this time loop. There would be no way for me to be aware of a time loop that's not happening in my own time, right? So the thing that I think was most confusing to me is that there's a separation between us and the time loop until the first loop that we play in the game. Because what happens is that once this orbital probe cannon finds the fucking eye of the universe, which looks something like this. Once it finds the eye of the universe and then goes back in time and sends information back in time to the fucking Ash Twin project, the statues, which we found at the very beginning of the game, the statues open their eyes to alert the Nomai. The statues open their eyes to alert the Nomai, these statues, right? That the eye has been fucking found. And then once it alerts the Nomai, once there's a connection between that statue and a Nomai, they become aware of the time loop. And then it's like, oh shit, I can just go to the sun station, stop that sun station from shooting into the sun, stop the supernova from fucking happening, and find the eye of the universe. So, again, unfortunately, this didn't happen because the sun station never worked. But what is actually happening at the beginning of the game, in the first time loop we experience, that's the same time loop that the eye was found. So once the eye was found by one of the probes that got shot in all of these time loops, these statues are looking at me, just so happens to be fucking me, and Gabbro for some reason, because he is on, you know, that island with all the statues, and he gets paired with a statue. And then it's like I'm aware of this time loop and I'm experiencing it every single time. So like my consciousness and my memory is also being sent back in time 22 minutes by the Ash Twin project. So these are what the masks are for, right? Like there are 3 masks that are lit in the game. One of the masks is the orbital probe cannon. It's storing all of the information from all of its fucking shots in different directions. One of the masks is storing all of Gabbro's memories, and the other mask is storing all of my memories. So those 3 lit masks are basically just like big storage units for both the orbital probe cannon information and people's fucking memories. So the probe finds the eye, alerts me and the cannon, starts making me fucking experience the time loop, right? Let me go back to my notes here. So again, once the eye is found by the probe, the statues open their eyes, link with the Nomai, and the Nomai are supposed to be able to find the eye of the universe by, you know, saying, let's not fucking explode the sun. We know where it is. We know where the location is. We've got the information from the future where the location is. But because the sun station never worked, 200,000 fucking years later, a supernova just naturally fucking happens in this universe, and the Ash Twin Project loops begin because the supernova just happens naturally, right? 200,000 years late, but they're happening, right? And basically, in the 22-minute time loop that we're in at the beginning of the game, we then have to, I mean, if we really want to see the eye, remove the warp core, put the advanced warp core back into the vessel, get to the eye of the universe, and, you know, once we get to the eye of the universe, once we're able to warp there to the eye, we're basically taken out of time. And that's when, like, the end game happens, right? We're taken out of time itself. I'm going to get to the end of the game in a minute. I'm going to get to my analysis of it in a minute as well. But what happened to the Nomai? If the sun station didn't fucking work and they didn't kill themselves off with the supernova, how did they die? That's where the interloper comes in. Inside the interloper, we go on the inside and we see this kind of explosion of green glass. Inside that green glass, it was a big sphere, and inside that was ghost matter. So the way that the Nomai got wiped out is that they realized, oh my gosh, there's ghost matter inside of this fucking interloper that just came into our star system, and it explodes, kills all the Nomai. That's why we see so many Nomai dead bodies. That's why we see all their skeletons and shit. And that's why their civilization is kind of like crumbling, right? Is because ghost matter destroyed them and it made their civilization fall into pieces. And why is Solanum still alive when we get to the quantum moon? It's because she's staying at the 6th location, and the eye of the universe exists outside of time. So time doesn't necessarily work there, right? Like it existed before the universe itself. I feel like it kind of stands outside of the time, and like anything can live on it. And it says that it reflects, you know, whatever it's closest to, right? So, by the way, the other question is like, why me? Why Hearthians? And if ghost matter wiped out all life on the planet, how are Hearthians able to remain alive? Hearthian cave drawing. This is something that I didn't understand when I saw it, but at the bottom of a fucking geyser on Timber Hearth, we see something like this. These are the Nomai. You see these little creatures in the ground, these little small fish that live underwater? There's no ghost matter underwater. Ghost matter can't exist underwater. So basically, these little tiny life forms didn't die 200,000 years ago. And they evolved over 200,000 years to become the Hearthians. And then the Hearthians then go see the Nomai civilization. Fucking cool. Did not pick up on that detail. That is one thing that I didn't understand, and I kind of just glossed over. So, in summary, the time loop happened like 9 million times before I, the player, the Hearthian that I'm playing in this game, became conscious of the time loop. And once the statue turns to me at the beginning of the game, that's when I become conscious of this time loop, and it gives me access to all of this fucking information about the Nomai world, making me aware of the Ash Twin Project. And if I really fully seek it out, using each of those failures, each of those time loops, learning new pieces of information every time, I can eventually access the eye. So let's talk about the eye in the end of the game. I feel like it's really abstract. I think it's supposed to make you feel like the universe is huge and you're really small. It's a really beautiful end of the game. I have a couple things written down about it. First of all, I mean, death is inevitable. I feel like at the end of the game, I think it's clear that you die, right? You're on the eye and you're sitting around with all of your friends after gathering everybody together, and you start something new, but there's this big explosion that kind of feels like a supernova. What it seems like is that's like the explosion of the universe itself, maybe a big bang of some sort, starting the world anew.
right? Also, it's really ambiguous. There's no clear answers at the end of the game, but I mean, there is a lot of like stars dying out, right? Which I think it's supposed to say that in the grand scheme of the universe, maybe it's in 9 million years, but this world will eventually fucking end. This world will eventually end. We will all pass. It makes a lot of my failures in the game seem small, because there was something bigger to be experienced at the end of all of those failures. And maybe the answer is finding out how little we know in the grand scheme of things and how small we are in the grand scheme of things. Because still at the end of this game, I didn't have that much clarity. There was still a lot of clarity that I didn't have. And I think that that's purposeful to like leave you with some loose ends, to have to tie it all together and maybe still have some uncertainty about like why things work the way that they work in the game. Because is that not life itself? Just being uncertain all the fucking time and things not being clear and not understanding our place in the world. And like when we do understand our place in the world, like when we find the eye of the universe, it's kind of just reflecting the world that we know, right? Like that campfire, the area kind of looks like it has a similar landscape to Timber Hearth. It's just a reflection of the world that we've seen. There's no way of us understanding the unknown of the world unless it's through some sort of lens of our own view of it from our experience. There's that little ball that kind of expands over the campfire, and then you talk to Solanum before you go in there, and Solanum says something along the lines of like, it's over now, it's time for a new beginning. I think there is a big theme of like moving forward and moving on to something new. I think being in a time loop and doing the same shit over and over again and really just trying to discover new things in the same time loop. Like I'm trying to think of like when I ruminate on things and when I think about the same fucking thing over and over and over again, and I try and find something new. Once everything is found and once we reach some sort of conclusion on those things, maybe it's time to move on, and maybe it's time to stop ruminating and stop time looping and to kind of like let go of those things. And also not just like let go of things that you do know and that you have discovered, but let go of the things that you didn't quite get in the game. Like there were a lot of things in the game that I still didn't understand, and I still had to let go of those things when the game was over. And maybe clarity is not always necessary in order to move forward. Definitely, I mean, a theme of death being inevitable and not being able to escape death, being forced to die fucking like 80 times in this game, and most of those times having to do with like autopilot just driving you directly into the fucking sun. I think that's part of it, right? Is that like you're gonna fail in life over and over again. You're gonna fail so much. You're going to fail even when you think you shouldn't fail, and when you think it's unfair, like when an anglerfish eats your fucking ass, when you make the slightest bit of noise, or maybe don't even make noise at all and accidentally bump into it or some shit. Like, those failures are necessary in life. They're inevitable. You're not going to be able to fucking avoid it, and those failures might not provide you with a lot of clarity, and, over time, maybe they eventually do. Also, big theme of it being about the journey and not like the conclusion, because at the end of the day, those failures really mean nothing once you find the eye of the universe and you realize how small you were all along and how the universe will eventually die and become something new. I mean, I think that's just true to life, right? True to life. The fact that basically what happens at the end of the game is the supernova happens, but you're at the eye and you're not witnessing that supernova, right? Like, you're not there to experience the death of your entire species. You're at the eye of the universe outside of time and space. So you're realizing, fuck, everyone's dead. I mean, I'm basically the last Hearthian alive, and jumping into that little fucking circle is like watching the universe as well die. But in the death of the universe, in the explosion of the universe, in the explosion of a supernova, there's something new, right? Like it's a big bang, some collection of hydrogen or whatever the fuck it is to make a big bang happen explodes, and now there are new universes. I think that's why at the end of the game when it says 14.3 billion years later and it shows a new civilization, like new life is going to happen, right? New life is going to occur. I think it was a good game overall. I think it was really decent. I think it was more than decent. I think it was great. Do I have an emotional connection to it? Not as much as other games that I've played. I wish there was maybe more of an emotional connection to the story, and I think, again, maybe that was hindered by how non-linear the narrative was and how I didn't feel like it was tied together for me, and I had to like really seek out all those answers myself. Not that I think the game needs to tie everything up for me, but again, I wish the information, while non-linear, was just a little more descriptive and maybe like put some faces to those names so that I can kind of understand who was saying what, like it could still be non-linear, but just make it more descriptive so that I understand it and I understand how to piece all of those things together. I wish maybe there was an area in the ship log that put things chronologically as you found them, because like that rumor log is really nice, but like maybe allow me to put things chronologically in that rumor log, or maybe like have like a little space for me to be able to drag some rumors and fit them in chronologically. I don't know, just like a slight criticism. The game definitely made me feel small. The game definitely made me feel that I should be more comfortable with failure. The game definitely made me feel that sometimes curiosity can kill you, right? Like the Nomai were so curious, and it could have led to their demise if the Sun Station worked. Destruction because of our curiosity, I don't think is always for the best. I think that it definitely speaks to like how we constantly search for answers in the face of confusion. Game definitely made me feel like comfortable with confusion. Like if I try and parallel this to like the world and like the life that I live in, like things are always confusing. Things are, I've been living on this earth for 26 fucking years. That's how many time loops of a year. Like I still don't get shit about this world. I still don't understand it. I still am confused by it. I'm still confused by my place in this world. And one of them, I think the most touching quotes is when you read the thing from Solanum, and Solanum says something like, the universe is not made for us. Like the eye is not trying to find us or trying to harm us. It just is. It just is. And I think that's a big takeaway from the game, that like you can't expect this world to have some purpose for me, right? Like it shouldn't be a selfish thing for me. The universe just is, and it is a series of circumstances, and finding discovery in those circumstances, finding failure in those circumstances, all fucking inevitable things. So yeah, I'm ready to let this game go. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to do what the game says and have a new beginning, leave all of the confusions and all of the discoveries behind me. If you watched all of the fucking episodes and you've been on them since fucking June, it's probably like, again, close to December now, November or December. I'm recording this on June 13th. This is going to be like a fucking time capsule for me. I'm happy that you've watched. I'm happy that you've enjoyed it. I care about you. I love you. Gulowilds. It's the game of the fucking future. I think what's that MIA song? All I wanna do is Pop, pow, pow, pow. This song. I think we need to end with this, guys. I think we need to end with this. I love you. I love you!
Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner.
Gulowilds!
Bonafide hustler, making my name. Sometimes I think sitting on trains.
Gulowilds, baby!
Clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name.
Gulowilds! All I wanna do is... All I wanna do is... All I wanna do is... I love it! I love Gulowilds! Thanks for watching! Thanks for loving me! Thank you for watching! I'm so happy!